Hello, welcome to this new video of the Night Popular series 213 in 2013. I'm Celine Navarro, Golden Girl at 2peasinabucket.com. Each week, we're giving you prompts to inspire you throughout the year. At the end of 2013, you'll get 213 prompts to get started on any kind of creative projects. This week, I would like to show you a brand new layout that I videotaped a while ago. I have picked 4 prompts to inspire you this week. Now this is a picture of all the goodies that I used for my layout. Well, not all of them, as I picked some random items here and there on this list. I received a big box of goodies the other day from 2Ps, and I was so looking forward to playing with them. So I used products from American Crafts, the New Deal Lizzie and Amy Tangerine, Crepe Paper, Bella Boulevard, Studio Calico, and of course my Big Shot from Sizzix. Prompt number 1 is emboss papers with your die cutting machine. Here I used a Big Shot to actually emboss white cardstock. So I simply used Hero Arts white cardstock and 3 different Sizzix embossing folders. So I just cut papers the exact same size as my embossing folders so that I don't waste any white paper. And then I just run it through the Big Shot to actually emboss the paper. You can do that any kind of paper. Here I'm just using white cardstock because I know that I'm going to use ink and paint on top of those. But you can definitely emboss pattern paper to create a fun look on your layouts. And once I am done with my 3 rectangles of white cardstock, I just need to trim them a little bit so that they are perfect rectangles to use on my layout. So you just grab your scissors and trim them, and then we're gonna glue them on the layout. Prompt number 2 is use Lanka as an embellishment on your background. So basically I used my Big Shot again to actually cut into papers, into white cardstock, to create those cute little damask pattern. Basically, I'm just going to cut it into paper and glue it on my background, okay? And then I'm going to add a tiny bit of gesso, a tiny bit of paint, a tiny bit of mist. It's just going to be part of my background, not like an embellishment or any other kind of, I don't know, title or trim or ribbons, something like this. I really want to put it deep in the background, like it's part of the background, like it's already on the background. So basically you just have to cut it and then you'll see what we can do with it a little bit later on the video. Prompt number 3 is add colors to embossed papers. So in a couple of minutes ago I showed you how to emboss papers, okay? So now with your 3 rectangles of white cardstock, you're just gonna use tape and glue it on your background. And then you're gonna grab a brush and then add a really thin layer of gesso. We really want to have a thin layer so that you don't get rid of the texture. It's just going to protect the top coat of your paper so that when it's dry we're going to be able to play with water and ink on top of the embossed papers. So now with my damask cut here, I'm just gonna glue it on top and at the bottom of my layout and add a tiny bit of gesso here and there, a really small amount of gesso here and there. And then once it's dry, you're going to be able to add water and ink. Because I'm not very patient and I like to work on my layout straight away, I always use my heat gun to make the paint dry faster. So now that it's dry, you just grab some cotton dry foam and then you're gonna add a little bit of water. Don't worry, because it's gonna be like plastic. So you can use mist, you can use water on top of the gesso and use your brush to actually mix different colors. You might want to add extra water to get that watercolor effect. And then with your brush, you're just gonna mix the color together. You really want to have like a really soft look. So just mix the color. If you don't like it, you just grab paper towel and get rid of the colors and then choose other colors to work with. And then you also use your heat gun, because if you're as passionate as I am, you might want to work on your layout right away. Then you're just gonna add some more color on your damask die cut. So you're just gonna grab a little bit of color in the middle of the layout where you have the embossed paper and put it on the damask one. Add a tiny bit of color on the foam so that you can slightly add colors here and there, like a really subtle look. And then add more if you want to ink the edges, if you want to outline certain shapes on the embossed papers. You just add a tiny bit of ink inside your foam and then you're good to go. Prompt number 4, outline die cut with a black pen. So we have a very soft kind of background here, even though we worked with embossing papers and everything. So with your damask die cut, what you can do if you really want to see a little bit more in your background is that you grab a black pen and outline all around the edges of your die cut. Here I'm using a American Crafts black pencil because it's really thin. I think it's the number 1 or number 3, something like this. So you just outline all the edges. You can do that also on some design on the embossed papers, but honestly I think it's great to just have tiny elements, tiny details on the layout just with that, or maybe with some embellishments that you're going to glue later on your layout. You can do that so that you have some kind of repeating elements here and there on the layout. Now that we're good with all of our prompts, here is a quick look at how I built my layout. So I just grab different kind of embellishments. It can be chipboard, it can be stickers, it can be rub-ons, anything you would like to work with. And then I just cut and see where it could be on the layout. On this one, I chose to use my photo and glue it at the top of my layout because I didn't want to glue 4x6 pictures on top of my embossed paper. So I just thought that it would look cool at the really top of my layout, which I think it's kind of different. So really honestly, when I get started on a layout, I have no idea of what my layout is going to look like. Sometimes I do know, but in 99% I have no clue. So here, once my photo was glued, I just grabbed some elements and start gluing it all over my background. So it's just new products that I just had in my hot little hands. So I just, had a look and use them really. So the easy thing is that I played with colors that are really easy to work with. And honestly, with all the products that I picked, they all matched the colors that I knew I would be using. So basically what I did is that I put all of my embellishments around my picture. For example, this sunshine chipboard didn't fit on my layout because it was too bold. I wanted something really subtle, like the background. So I just used a few embellishments here and there and used the stickers behind the photo. The colors of the stickers were exactly what I needed for this layout. Exactly the colors that matched my pictures, the embellishments, the stickers, the flowers that I used here. So what I did is that for one part of my title, I used those stickers. So some orange, some pink, and a tiny bit of blue. And then I wanted to mix different letters, different, chipboard and thickers and stickers for my title. So what I did is that I grabbed some other alphabets that I had in hands and used some October Afternoon tiny alphabets that I really love for this part of my title. And then for the other part of my title, which will be Sri Lanka, the country I went to visit a couple of years ago, what I did is I start backwards, okay, so that I know exactly that my final A will be next to the edge of my layout. And then I finish with a couple of embellishments, a tiny bit of journaling, and then my layout is almost done. You might want to add a tiny bit of, Mr. UE drops here and there, and you're good. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed this video and that you're going to be inspired to use your Big Shot again and start embossing papers again. I know we're not used to doing this a lot of times because you need to have your machine next to you or get out of a box or something. But honestly, this is something that I really like to do and you can do it on any kind of project. Have fun and see you at 2peasinabucket.com.